We are not out here targeting bass. Today we're going to be fishing for muskie. So I've never fished for muskie in my life. I really have no idea what I'm doing out here, but basically I picked up some baits to give myself the best possibility of hooking into one of these giants.
Cast me far away, play these little games, acting all okay.
So we're 26 and a half hours into the muskie hunt.
Cast me far away, play these little games.
Oh, I gotta follow.
Acting
There's a giant muskie sitting right in front of me.
today.
What's going on, everybody? So today is going to be the first day of the 2018 muskie hunt. This is right where it all started last year on Burke Lake. This year I'm just really focusing on learning as much as I can about fishing for muskie, sharing every single video whether I catch a fish or not with you guys. You know, I want to go over new rods, I want to do reels, I want to get into baits, I want to just really focus on a lot of muskie fishing this year, and I've already got a lot planned, and I hope you guys are absolutely ready for it, and I hope you guys are, you know, ready to be a part of this. I want to meet and fish with as many of you guys as possible, you know, fish new waters, just get a little bit more into muskie fishing. But today we're going to be getting out on Burke Lake, where it all started. Pretty similar day as to last year. I mean, we have a lot more ice on the water, unfortunately, but it is winter. You know, February, the water temperature is hovering right around 40 degrees. It's cold, but there's muskie in here, and maybe, just maybe, we'll run into one today. So we're gonna get out here and kick this year off, hopefully with a very lucky start and catch a fish. So let's see if we can get this boat in the water and break through some of this ice and go catch some muskie. You know, rock climbing really has come in handy a little bit. See this right here? This is what you call a crimp. You gotta get your fingertips in the back of the door so you can wrap your leg around to the bumper and hopefully not fall in. We're good. Oh yeah. Luckily it looks really thin. I think we should be able to get through it. I'm really hoping that we can just make it through this ice kind of effortlessly. Here we go. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna take a long time to get over there. 3 feet at a time. But we'll make it. Might take me an hour to get over there, but I'm muskie fishing today. Okay, this is a little bit more efficient. And we're good. Oh man. Whew. Big fish. Big fish. Okay, so it took me about 30 minutes. Sorry, that was super close. It took me about 30 minutes to break through this 200-yard patch of ice. I mean, it was pretty thin, as you could see, but you know, we got ourselves in a good spot. We have some open water, and let's look at some of the baits that I have to share with you guys today. As soon as I got back from that trip on the new with Dennis and Justin with Ken Trail, I got a package from the guys at TNA Tackle, and they sent me some more Angry Dragons. So this is one of my favorite muskie baits to throw. I've yet to catch a fish on one of these bad boys. However, I've had plenty of follows and I've had plenty of opportunities, which I'm sure, you know, fall back on me just being a noob. But let's take a look at some of the new ones they sent me. Actually, first, we're gonna take a look at the one they sent me last year. So here, this one's nothing new. You guys have seen this one plenty of times. I've thrown this around probably every time I've been musky fishing in the last year, or since I've gotten this bait. It's just like a gigantic chatterbait. I think it weighs 2 ounces. It has that giant dagger of a blade up front. Really, really big, awesome, natural hand-tied bait. Very cool. But the new ones they sent me are pretty sweet too. So this is a little bit smaller version of the Angry Dragon. It just has that single treble instead of the double treble, and it's a lot smaller profile. It's just a massive chatterbait. This one's in that fire tiger color. It looks really, really cool. I'm excited to throw this around a little bit today. And they also, oh, this one, the difference between this one and the first one I got, this one actually has a rubber skirt, more of like your standard spinnerbait if you're a bass fisherman. So I got 2 of those with the rubber skirt. This one's a nice watermelon color, another really natural color. Obviously, unlike that fire tiger, you know, this is super bright and obnoxious. This is going to be your more natural colors for clear water. And then they also sent me another hand tied with, you know, nice feathers on here, and this is a longer one too, but this one looks sweet. Like I'm gonna try throwing all these around today. I'm gonna try jigging them deep on the bottom, slow rolling them in the middle of the water column. And besides those, you know, I still have some of my old jerk baits and glide baits that I've received over the last year, thanks to you guys. So this is one of the gliders I got from one of my subs. I'm gonna throw this around today. I know cold water calls for gliders. And then Dennis has hooked me up, obviously, with a few other baits. I know it's a freaking mess right now, but just a couple other smaller gliders, and then I have some jerk baits. I think these are called slammers. But yeah, we're gonna try throwing some of these around. Oh, and then obviously some of the rubber baits. I should probably show these off too. So this is the Alien Eel by Savage Gear. So I've got 2 of these, which are basically your bulldog style baits for you guys that really know your musky stuff. This is just another one that's pretty similar to that. So I'm gonna definitely try jigging these around deep off this point and see if we can get any musky today. You know, it's gonna be a tough one. Anytime I go musky fishing, it's tough, but it's always an experience. It's always fun to get out on the water, and I'm really looking forward to doing a lot of this year. So you guys let me know below. Something I really want to do is maybe, you know, go over a new bait or talk about a new bait every single episode. So if you have baits, if you're a bait maker, you want to send them over my way, just get in contact with me through email or comment below, and we'll get in touch. I don't mind buying the baits. I don't mind, you know, if you just want to send them and I can send them back, just to kind of get the word out about different baits and just take a look at new stuff. And it's something fun to look forward to, because, you know, I think my first year of fishing, it took me 60 hours to get a muskie, and I filmed every single one. It's, you know, it's really fun to do, and it kind of builds up the suspense, and it kind of brings you in to what it's really like to be out muskie fishing, especially for a newbie like myself. So let's tie one of these things on. Let's get out here and start throwing these big baits around. First up, I have the Savage Gear Alien Eel. Just gonna try jigging it around this point and see what happens. For those of you who ask all the time what rod and reel setup I throw, I'm gonna go over that real quickly. So this is the 6-gill Cypress. It's 711 heavy. This thing is like a telephone pole. It can throw the heaviest baits that I have really nicely. It's awesome. Dennis hooked me up with this and the reel, actually. So this is the Daiwa Lexa 300. Really great setup. I mean, that's what I use for all my musky fishing. It's a lot of fun. It gets the job done. So let's start throwing. So right now I'm going to let this thing sink to the bottom and just rip it up and then let it fall. It has all of those appendages on it which really just shimmer its way down. It looks really good, and I'm sure it just entices all those big fish. I've yet to catch a fish on a bait like this, but they do work. They're proven to work, and I'm out here trying to figure out how to make them work. God, that water temperature is so cold. 36.8. I don't think I've ever fished water that cold in my life. Oh, it's a snag. Well, I accidentally, well, not accidentally, but I broke off that Alien Eel, and I realized I don't have any freaking leaders with me. So luckily we have 80-pound braid, and hopefully that'll do the trick. Now I'm going to switch over to a glider. This is from one of our subs, actually. His name is Mark King, so he hand makes these baits. It's a really sweet looking glider, you know, like a fire tiger pattern. I'm not sure exactly what he calls it, but I'm going to throw this around for a little bit try a few different techniques with it. Give it 30 minutes on the clock. Another quick tip for you guys. When you're casting out these massive musky baits, if you just thumb the spool right before the bait hits the water, it'll straighten it out and keep it from getting tangled up in your line. So right now I'm fishing the upper end of this island, so it's definitely a little bit shallower here. We got a nice flat, but then it drops out into the channel here in the middle. So that's what I'm trying. So I've heard a few different things on glide baits as far as when you have a follow, or I guess, you know, you do a figure eight every cast, but with the glide bait, a lot of guys say once you start to see it at the boat, just kill it and just let it fall. Let it sink to the bottom, then give it a twitch, let it fall again, and give it another twitch. So I don't know which one works better. Never caught a fish on a glider either, but I'm gonna be trying a little bit of both today, just your standard figure eight with the glide bait, and then letting it fall once it gets to the boat. Fishing this thing pretty slow, but it's funny because when we were down on the New River with Ken, he was freaking working that bait, like working it quick, working the glider fast, and the water was only 40 something, like 40, 41, 42 degrees if I recall correctly, and he was the one getting most of the follows. Justin was throwing a crankbait. He was getting a ton of follows too, and I mean, he was just cranking that thing. Not super quick, but definitely faster than you'd think. I fished a little bit of this flat here leading up the point. Back into this cove a little bit, probably to this tree. Work our way back out to the deeper water. I was literally reading something before coming out today, and I forget exactly who it was, but he's a professional musky angler up north, or he's a guide or something, but he said that he likes to get himself fishing glide baits in 6 feet of water next to break lines. I am right in 6 to 7 feet of water here, and I know it breaks out right in front of me, so I'm going to parallel this flat a little bit. See what happens. Oh my God. Scare me a little bit more. Threw this around for 30 minutes. I'm going to switch it up to one of the TNA Tackles. I don't know which one yet, but we'll see. Again, I'm going to switch these baits up every 30 minutes just so I can kind of get through a bunch of them and try different things out. But I'm going to go with the TNA Tackle Angry Dragon. This is a new one that they sent me. It's a little bit smaller than the original one I've received. But we're going to throw this thing around. Just want to show it to you guys real quick. Look how sick this freaking chatterbait is. It's awesome. It's massive. It's massive, and it's their small one. Put it that way. Whew, I apologize for all the sniffling and coughing today, guys. I have been dealing with a hellish cold for the last 2 weeks. I just can't kick it. I'm sure it has nothing to do with going out fishing in the freezing cold. I just can't help myself. So right now I'm up on the point, I'm in 5 feet of water, and I'm casting out to the depths, letting this thing sink for like 10 seconds, and then slow rolling it back, and I'm doing like a pull and pause retrieve on it. Time's up for the dragon. Alright, twitch bait. Alright, so we got the slammer on. I'm not 100% sure on how to fish this. I'm just giving it really small twitches. Fishing it kind of like a suspending jerkbait. You guys let me know in the comment section below how you fish your twitch baits in the winter. If you fish them in the winter. I figured this is the closest thing to that flat stick that I saw the guy catch them on here in the dead of winter last year. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I know this is not a great time to throw like bucktails and like fast moving baits, but let me know what you think about the twitch bait in the winter. I could be fishing this way too fast right now. Really, I don't know. You guys let me know. Come on, Muskie. Muskie. Oh, I don't know too much, but I think I need something that goes just a little bit deeper. So I'm gonna put the slammer down. Try something else out for a bit. Just gonna work this area with the alien eel a little bit, jig it down there on the bottom. I've been fishing deep for probably the last hour, 20 plus feet. Okay, I think that about does it, guys. So, made it back to the ramp. Unfortunately, no fish today, but that's kind of the whole entire deal of this Muskie series that I like to do. I like to take you on every single trip, whether we catch fish or not. Just gonna talk about a little bit what we're doing, why I'm doing it, and I like to look back on these videos that I've made and kind of see how much I've learned. Things mainly from how I'm fishing incorrectly, and I learned so much from you guys, and I really appreciate you all. So any comments for me, please comment below. You know, I read every single one. Truly appreciate all of you guys reaching out, sending me baits, sending me rods, and just helping me out with places to fish, everything like that. So I'm gonna leave the TNA Tackle Angry Dragons listed below, so if you want to check those out, click that link. And yeah, we'll be seeing what's going on the rest of the season, but we put 6 hours on the Musky Clock, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully I can catch one faster than last year. It took me 59 hours to catch one last year, so hopefully this year the goal is to beat that, hopefully by half. Would be nice. But one more thing I want to mention, I am going to be heading up to Muskie Max in Pennsylvania next month. I think it's like mid-March. I'll definitely leave that linked somewhere in the comments below. But I'm going to be hanging out with Dennis and Justin from Exploratory Baits. Those guys are going to have a booth up there. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be my first ever Muskie show. So if you guys are going to be there, make sure you come over and say hi, what's up. And yeah, we'll see you all on the next one. I hope you enjoy. There's going to be a lot of muskie fishing this year. So see ya.